As many of you know, I didn't know what I was doing 3 years ago when I launched this foundation. I'm not sure I still know much more today, but the board has walked this walk with me, having faith in me and having faith in the cause. And just because I ask them to do things, they do it. And I can't tell you how much that has meant. And I would really like it if the members of the board of directors that are here today would stand up and be recognized. Thank you. Next, we have to thank the sponsors and our host committee. Without the support of the sponsors, especially for an event like this, so many of the people who are here today may not be here. Through their support, we're able to provide free registration tickets and lunch to all of the winners, past and present, and their families. We also provide discounted tickets to their school, church, and other mentors in their life so that they're able to be here today. We provide transportation and hotel rooms for some of the scholars that need to come in from out of town. And so without the sponsorships, today really would not be what it is able to be. So I want to thank the sponsors, but I want to recognize them individually as well. The Aaron W. Smith Law Firm, Brian Cave Law Firm here in St. Louis, American Campus Communities, which is also Grindstone Canyon, Forest Village, Woodlake, and the Cottages in Columbia. And they are especially significant because our board member, Julie, works there and has arranged for free housing for Mackenzie, who is at Mizzou, free housing for next year, which is truly fantastic. My employer, Monsanto Company, has not only contributed financially, but they support my involvement in this organization, which does mean a lot. 31 and the Matthias Lee Group, who actually, Rick is the owner and is a board member, but also they produce the videos, our promotional videos, which are a key piece of our kind of face to the world. I'd like to thank the St. Louis University Prison Program, and you're going to be hearing from their founding director here shortly. Those of you who were here last year, Ken Parker was our keynote speaker, and this year he so graciously agreed to host us in this beautiful space, and I would really like to give the SLU Prison Program a hand. In terms of service to our board, there are two other individuals I'd really like to thank. One of them is here today, Mia Platts and Amy Bugg. Part of our program is I don't want to call it intense, that almost sounds like it's a pain, but it's a really strong mentoring program. And we didn't exactly know what that would look like, but I had two individuals in mind when I met our scholars for the first time, and they both agreed to do it. And Mia Platts is here today. She's Mackenzie's mentor. Amy Bugg, who is Carrie's mentor, is in Rome celebrating her birthday, so, you know. But Amy Bugg is a very long-time friend of mine. Mia and I have known each other a long time as well, and I just want to thank them for what they provide to our scholars and therefore to Ava's Grace. Sorry. So let's give them a hand. I'd like to recognize the external and internal judges who brought our scholars from last year and the scholars from this year to us. And those are the external judges, Flossie Henderson, Debbie Maston, and Val Mertz. Flossie and Debbie are here today. Val Mertz just newly retired and is actually enjoying that out of town, so that's nice. Those judges bring down our pool of applicants to 5 top students. Then 3 members of our board actually pick the final 2. So Stephanie Verheyen, Jason Reganin, and myself were the 3 members of the board who were the final judges this year. I just want to say that this process, it's an honor to be part of the process, but especially for the external judges who whittle it down from 35 to 5. It is a painstaking process. And it's not because the applications are painful to go through, it's because it is very emotional. And you have to be objective, and you have to look at these things, as a 501c3 especially, you have to look at these things very objectively, and you can't let the subjective parts of an application come into your thought process. And that's very difficult, because as you can imagine, there are some stories that are really difficult to process, and you want to help everyone. And the external judging process, I just really want to say thank you to those folks, because it is difficult. The 3 of us have a little bit easier job in that we only go from 5 to 2. But 5 5 who every one of them deserve it, to go down to 2 is also difficult. So I just want to say to Carrie and Mackenzie and to Dewana and Deanna, there was a process to where we came to you. You rose to the top. And so I just want to thank the judges for participating in that process, because it's absolutely essential to finding the best. So thank you. I'd like to recognize the women with Let's Start. This is a group that I am newly on their board. Their leader, Sister Jackie Tobin, is here with us today. Sister Jackie is the very definition of grace and patience, and I'm very lucky to know her, and I was very honored to be asked to be on their board. The women who participate in that program give me hope, and basically it's a reentry program for women when they come out, and it's very successful. And I just want to recognize many of them are here today, so thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank my family and my friends who are like family. You all continue to ground me and lift me up all at the same time every day. Especially this year, I feel blessed. I was given a gift called Leadership St. Louis, and there were 65 people, and I had maybe only known 1 or 2 before the class, and it was 9 months of weekend meetings and professional development and having a little fun as well. But it's pretty amazing at this age, when life is about kids and about work and friends and family that are already there, to find a group of people that is so great. And many of them are here today, and I also really want to recognize them. So thank you all so much. To my mom and Steve, our new normal is different, but the same players are still standing, and that's our family. Only we know what it took to get here today, and this day is the day that every year I will celebrate all we overcame. I love you. Thank you to my husband, Jason. Jason is the quieter than me, he's not really quiet, quiet, steady man who cheers me on every step of the way. Without his support and patience and his amazing skills as a father, I would not be here today. This foundation would not be here today. Jason deserves a huge hand for all he does for me. Last but not least, my little Ava Grace. Ava, I don't know how it's possible that I can enjoy being your mom more every day, but I do. You are the sweetest, funniest, most inspiring, stubbornly beautiful little girl I have ever met or known. And I can't wait until the day you understand this foundation was created and inspired by you. Thank you for choosing me to be your mom. Now, I'm sure there are people I've missed, and others I will cover as the day goes on. We actually have a surprise at the end of the day I'm really excited about. But for now, I'm going to turn it over to our host, the founding director of the SLU Prison Program, Dr. Ken Parker. Hold on one second, Dr. Parker, I have a few things to say about you. So I looked at how I introduced you last year, and maybe I just wasn't feeling creative to come up with something new and funny and exciting again, but it was so exactly right on, I felt like it was good to say again. This is what I said. Throughout the 2+ years I've been pounding the pavement for Ava's Grace, mostly wandering aimlessly in the beginning, I have had a handful of meetings that left me so inspired I could have climbed a mountain afterward. The kind of meeting that makes you pause and say, this world really is full of good people doing good things. If you had those kinds of meetings every day, you wouldn't appreciate having them. Having said that, there should be more people in this world like the man you're about to hear from. Dr. Ken Parker is an associate professor of historical theology at St. Louis University. He has a PhD in divinity from the University of Cambridge and spent 5 years as a Benedictine monk. 5 years ago, now 6, he started the immensely successful SLU Prison Program at the Men's Maximum Security Facility in Bonne Terre, Missouri. That is a portion of his resume. But to me, he is a man who gets it. He gets the issues that surround our justice system, and specifically the plight of inmates and their family. And he also gets the fact that education is key to breaking the cycle. I feel lucky to have met Ken. That's what I said last year. This year, I would add how honored I am that he chose for our little foundation to be hosted here at this beautiful university in this beautiful room, And I just want to say thank you, Ken, and welcome you to the stage.
Just a few words. I want to first of all say on behalf of the president of the university, a former jail chaplain in Cook County for 6 years, Father Biondi, and the dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Father Michael Barber, and Dean Giancola, the dean of the School for Professional Studies. I want to welcome you here to St. Louis University for this exciting, marvelous celebration of life. I'm also happy that one of the people present here today is Sister Jackie Tobin. She was the first person that I called when I finally got the kick in the pants to start thinking about the possibility of teaching undergraduate classes in a prison setting. And she was the one that started me on this journey 6 years ago that has led to so many happy, life-giving connections in prison and out of prison, in this university and outside into the community. It's remarkable how becoming concerned about and being willing to be present to the prisoner can bring you in touch with so many good people, wonderful people. And so I'm excited to have this opportunity to celebrate what could, in other circumstances, be seen as a tragic reality, but in fact is an opportunity for redemption and for the possibility of hard, painful circumstances to be transformed into something that's good. That's the theologian in me talking. But I do want to say that getting to know Steph, getting to know the work of Ava's Grace, and in small ways trying to be an encouragement and a support have really reminded me, and I find myself often pressed by others to acknowledge that none of us can do it all. It takes all of us doing a little bit. The work that I do is on the inside. It's with people who have been convicted of serious crimes and who are in for a very long time. That's important work. It needs to be done. The work that I get very emotional about is one that I can't be involved with directly because there aren't enough hours in the day. But the concern that I have for children who have parents who are incarcerated is a deep and abiding passion for me. I'm conscious of the fact that there is so much work that needs to be done out in the community. The fact that you're here, that you're supportive of those receiving scholarships means a great deal. And I hope that you go back into the community inspired to think about and talk about in very active ways the importance of being involved in the lives of children who don't have their parents by their side because they're incarcerated. The speaker today is another person who reminds me that it takes all of us doing our part. His work in Innovative Concepts Academy is really a very important part of the puzzle. But there's a whole lot left to be done, a whole lot that needs to be done, and we're only scratching the surface. But that reality shouldn't prevent us from celebrating this moment. So I want to welcome you here. I'm thrilled that we're able to take part in this, and I'm looking forward to hearing Judge Edwards and hearing the good news about the current recipients of the scholarship. Thanks so much.
I just wanted to give this plaque to Dr. Parker. It is a blue plaque. Strange, I realize. Ava's Grace Scholarship Foundation would like to recognize Dr. Ken Parker, Director of the SLU Prison Program, for your support and dedication to the education and betterment of the incarcerated and their families.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ken, very much. Beautiful space, beautiful campus, and we're just lucky to be here. Next, I would like to introduce you to one of our founding board members and a friend of mine, Aaron Smith. Aaron is also the summa cum laude sponsor today, which is the top sponsor. Really appreciate his support of this day because it has allowed so many people to be here. Aaron has walked this walk with me since before this foundation was started 3 years ago. Since before the fire, since before the nightmare, since before it all. We were friends in college. He knows my skeletons. He loves me anyway. And he's been the kind of friend that no matter what was going on in this process, he was honest with me. And that was hard to come by some days. And I really appreciated that. And I appreciate it still to this day. And throughout all of that, he believed in my mom. And there were times that that was hard to come by as well. That has meant the most. He eventually became her lawyer. Since that has happened, and through the work of another board member, very talented board member, Tom Utterback, things have turned around significantly. There are no words that can describe how thankful I am to Aaron Smith, and I'd like to have him up here to say a few words, please.
Stephanie told me that with the top sponsorship, I could get the opportunity to come up here and talk about myself, and don't worry, I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm proud and privileged to be the top sponsor to Ava's Grace this year, and I can't tell you how much it means to me to see this organization grown how it did, from college friends 3 years back sitting around in a room trying to hash out how this was going to work, to a room full of people. And even more so from last year, I see about twice the number of tables, and I hear Stephanie talking more and more about this, and I'm very excited to be the sponsor this year and next year as well, hopefully too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aaron, for everything. Now, on to our keynote speaker, the Honorable Judge Jimmy Edwards. Judge Edwards is known for many things, and he should be recognized for his long career in law and on the bench. He's a nationally recognized figure in urban crime and violence and is a highly sought-after speaker, so we are very lucky. Judge Edwards is a graduate of St. Louis University, ironically, both undergraduate and his Juris Doctorate. He founded and is active daily in a school called the Innovative Concepts Academy here in St. Louis, a school that employs a unique approach to juvenile delinquency, tough love with second chances. But what Judge Edwards is to me is a man who speaks the truth about the tough issues we are facing in education and in generational incarceration. He is well aware that we as a society are building prisons and closing schools. So he built his own school. He doesn't sugarcoat, yet he truly inspires, and despite the fact that in 2011, People magazine recognized him as a hero of the year, that same year he took a meeting with little old me and my little old mom about this little old foundation. After a great conversation that included a few good stories and a few curse words, we walked away having heard the truth, but feeling more hopeful and inspired, and we had his commitment to our efforts in the future. I am so honored to have him here today. Please help me welcome the Honorable Judge Jimmy Edwards.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you, Stephanie, for that kind introduction. You know, Stephanie initially asked me to come out by email. And of course, it's easier to say no on email. And then she called me. And she said, Judge, I need you. And that was it. So Stephanie, I am honored to be here with you. We have a lot of very dedicated charitable organizations in the city of St. Louis doing exceptional work and helping countless people to improve their lives. But Ava's Grace is truly remarkable. Remarkable for what it has managed to accomplish in just 3 years, but also remarkable for who it helps. Kids who are too often stigmatized, cast aside, and overlooked by our society. Ava Grace, you deserve our applause, and I applaud you. It is indeed an honor for me to be here this afternoon among friends. Before I begin, I would like to also compliment the university that I love so dearly, St. Louis University, founded in 1818. St. Louis University has stood out as a uniquely valuable educational institution in our city that has expertly trained thousands of children into men and women. But the best lessons taught here at St. Louis University has been the lessons of service to others. Consequently, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge, again, Dr. Ken Parker, who spearheaded St. Louis University's prison program 6 years ago. I want to thank you so very much for your collaboration with Ava's Grace here today. Dr. Parker, thank you on behalf of Ava Grace. I do a lot of speaking at conferences all over the United States, but it is especially satisfying when I get an opportunity to help honor students right here at St. Louis University. When I learned that Deanna and Dewana would be attending St. Louis University, I was excited. So thank you for attending St. Louis University. We need people like you. Also, I can't help but to note the beautiful room that we're having lunch in today. It is the Sinkfield State Room. Rex Sinkfield is a partner of mine at ICA, the Innovative Concept Academy, with his chess program and the chess class. And so I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be here in the Sinkfield State Room. I'm excited about this afternoon, excited because I so thoroughly and earnestly admire what each of our young women have accomplished so far. Young ladies, this is a great day of celebration. You should take pride in what you have accomplished. Excellence in the classroom, character, service, and leadership in our community have distinguished you from all others. Without question, there is no greater achievement than that in academia. And indeed, there is nothing greater than the joy of a creative mind and a compassionate heart. This afternoon, you and your family and friends, and of course, your high school principal, Valerie Carter Thomas, who is here with us today, and all of your friends from the St. Louis Public School, we all are justifiably proud, and we salute you. So on behalf of all of those folk, I want you to know at the very outset how proud we are of you. Like Ava Grace, I believe it is essential that we always ask ourselves, what will I give to those today? What should I do for those around me today? Indeed, Ava Grace is making a contribution to improve society one incremental step at a time. So it is no surprise that I am here to help Stephanie and her wonderful mother, Miss Matson, celebrate the success of Ava Grace's second class of scholars, Deanna and Dewana Ferguson, twin students that will be enrolled right here at St. Louis University in the fall. But before I go any further, I'm going to ask Ms. Matson to stand. I just wanted you to see the foundation for Ava's Grace. She is the reason that we are here. Make no doubt about it. It's you that have made a terrific difference in Stephanie's life, in Jason's life, and in Ava's life. Thank you so very much. In my mind, education is the key to success. And the joy of seeing a child discover a book, I mean really discover a book and a plot and character development, and begin to see that there is a whole big world out there beyond the streets of St. Louis. I can't tell you what that does for me. Education is exposure. And for my children in the criminal justice system, with exposure comes freedom. What I have learned in my career is that there are two kinds of confinement. There is the literal kind that we judges impose on lawbreakers, but there is also the confinement of the mind, being trapped by one's own narrow view of the world and thinking that life has nothing greater, nothing more exciting to offer. Education erases all of that. Charlotte's Web teaches us that there is a universal need for companionship and acceptance, even among farm animals. And Huckleberry Finn beautifully illustrates the undying quest for a better life that resides in all of us. Through reading, for example, we learn that great people have overcome imaginable obstacles on their way to changing the world. People like Shakespeare, Darwin, Gandhi, and Mandela. Indeed, education is the key to so many of life's rewards. Certainly, it is the key to a stable paycheck. We all want that. But with education comes the ability to open doors and explore opportunities that today were not available to us yesterday. The factory worker with a love of literature may dream of one day of being an English professor, but without education, it is only that, just a dream. Education is the difference between a job and a career, doing what you want to do to pay the bills, and doing what you love to do. What inspires you to get up each morning? What makes you look forward to the day? Deanna and Dewana, each of you knows this. You would not have invested your time reading, writing, and achieving success. You would not have done this if you didn't have dreams. You want to know what is on the other side of the door, what opportunities might be waiting in the future. As the chief juvenile court judge in the city of St. Louis from 2007 until last year, I can tell you how devastating a lack of education can be. Every day I saw children come through my courtroom who did not value education, and you know who they are. The children who show up late for every class, if they show up at all, who would rather be out back smoking with their friends than in a classroom trying to learn something that could be useful in their lives. If you come down to the courtroom and spend a day in the criminal courts, I can guarantee you that you're not going to see too many high school and college graduates in orange jumpsuits standing before judges like me. Education is indeed our greatest chance at success, just as a lack of education is the greatest predictor that an individual will fail and perhaps go to prison. In 2009, with the help of MERS Goodwill and some very smart people, I started the Innovative Concept Academy. I was tired of seeing children come through my courtroom only to return to an environment and home life fraught with problems. I knew if I could get these children into a classroom, if I could teach them how to read and how to write and how to use a computer, give them music and give them art, if we could expose them to good books and chess and positive socialization and positive role models, if we could do these things, it would be their best chance at succeeding in life. Will great things happen for every one of my children at the Innovative Concept Academy? Probably not. You can only help those who truly want to help themselves. But I have made a promise to every child who comes through Innovative Concept Academy, similar to Ava's commitment to you. If you don't give up on us, we won't give up on you. The story of the Innovative Concept Academy is one of chances. taking them and giving them. It was a gamble to acquire a building, raise money, hire teachers, buy school supplies, and tell the world that we're going to teach children that many skeptics say are unteachable. But because we took that chance, there are children in the city of St. Louis right now who have graduated the Innovative Concept Academy and attending college. The best things in life happens when we take chances. Many of my children have something in common with Deanna and Dewana. They have come to recognize and appreciate the importance of education. I had a strong family, dedicated teachers, and strangers who was willing to help. You see, no man is an island, and no one has all of the answers. How would I have known what possibilities existed if people like Stephanie did not help and show me the way? You see, it's like I tell my children at the Innovative Concept Academy, how do you know you don't like guacamole unless you try it? It is my job to open their minds to new ideas and spend time to share with these youngsters the things that I have learned in life. This desire to help others and to see people better themselves, to raise themselves above their own circumstances, is something that I believe all judges share in common. Yes, we have to be tough at times. The sad truth of the matter is that some people in our society are simply beyond help. But every judge I know will, when warranted, rule from the bench with compassion. We recognize that all humans make mistakes and stumble, and everyone, no matter how old you are, needs someone every now and then to be compassionate. We need others to help us through the dark times. Deanna and Dewana, as you leave here today, I wish you success in school, but I also hope you will find a chance to help others along the way. It is exciting. Exciting to work hard, to utilize your academic talents and skills, and to see your own ambitions realized. This is one of the most rewarding feelings in life. But it is also rewarding to slow down every once in a while and take the time to help others achieve their dreams. Maybe one day you will get a chance to take someone under your wings. Be a mentor to them and teach them the things that you have learned. I hope you take the chance. Because whatever you have accomplished, whatever and all you have accomplished to date, and what you will accomplish tomorrow, you didn't do it alone. None of us ever does. We all are the beneficiaries of others who laughed with us, cried with us, prayed for us, celebrated in their own quiet sacrifices for us to be where we are today. So before you leave this very room, look around, stop, take a mental picture of those wonderful people that represent Avis Grace Foundation. Look at your friends and your family. Look at your principal. Look at all of those people at the St. Louis Public Schools that raised you up. And remember how you felt this day. See, one thing you will find as you get older is your accomplishments don't often get celebrated once you become an adult. You may find yourself working someplace where going the extra mile and working hard is neither recognized nor rewarded. It's simply expected. In conclusion, I applaud Avis Grace for making a difference. All of us want to do good in our lives. We all want to leave behind something good. Some might call it legacy. Our legacy has nothing to do with the degrees that hang on our walls. Our legacy has nothing to do with the amounts of money that may be in our bank accounts. Our legacy will have nothing to do with what will be written on our tombstone. You see, it is what we do for others that matters most. Thanks to my experience starting the Innovative Concept Academy, I have learned just how much humanity still exists in our country and how people will always surprise you with their generosity. And today is no different. All of you who support this terrific foundation have played a significant part in Deanna's and Dewana's life. You have made it possible for them to go to school at St. Louis University. You have given them the gift of a quality education. I want to thank Stephanie, and I want to thank her mom for visiting me at the juvenile court to tell me about their idea for this wonderful foundation. You see, when they left, they were excited, but what they didn't see, how much more excited I was that they had visited me. Thank you so very much for allowing me to share a few words.
That was really special for me, Judge. Thank you so much. On behalf of Ava's Grace Scholarship Foundation, we would like to recognize the Honorable Judge Jimmy Edwards, founder of the Innovative Concept Academy, for his keynote address to the class of 2013 for taking flight, Hope for the Future. So now, on to the good stuff. That was good stuff too, great stuff. But we're here for these girls, and I'm so excited to have all four of them here today. It's now time to hear from the young ladies that we supported in their freshman years this past year, Mackenzie Lockett and Carrie Hill. So if you've not had the chance to meet these two young ladies, I encourage you to do it immediately following this. I encourage you to stay in touch with Ava's Grace so that you can continue to follow them. They've been so great in allowing us to be a part of their journey, not just support them financially. I wanted to say to them that they make us proud. They make me especially proud. And I have to say, it is your spirit and grace that continue to inspire us to do what we're doing. Having two faces and two names to put with this cause this past year has really allowed our board to unify around our mission and has really given us something to look for as we do what we're doing here every day. So, Ms. Carrie Hill, is she in here? Oh, you're back there. You're not at your table. Like, oh my gosh, she's left. Carrie Hill from Webster Groves High School, which is here in St. Louis, just completed her first year at William Jewell College in Liberty, north of Kansas City. Carrie has excelled in school and in school activities, but I will let Carrie tell you a few more words about how much she's enjoying her experience. Carrie, would you care to join me on stage?
This is a big surprise to me. But first and foremost, I want to thank everybody who has dealt with Ava's Grace because it is truly a blessing. And I would not have been able to attend any type of college if it wasn't for all the hard work that each and every one of you has put into my future. I am currently a sophomore attending William Jewell College in Liberty, Missouri, which is near Kansas City. I major in political science and communications and minor in Spanish. I have recently been hired by the college as co-director of college union activities, so I am in charge of every event that happens at Jewell. I am also the president of the Black Student Association, and I am a part of numerous other organizations. I'm always busy. I have left my first year achieving a GPA of 3.1. It's not as high as I would like it to be, but it was a lot of hard work. But again, I cannot thank you guys for everything you have done. There have been so many moments going through my first year of college where I have honestly lost hope and I don't know where to turn. And there was my mentor, Amy Bug from Ava's Grace. There was Stephanie from Ava's Grace. And just to be able to go on the website and see that everybody is still there to support me, it allowed me to prosper and be as successful as I was in college. So again, thank you.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Next, I'd like you to hear from Mackenzie Lockett. Mackenzie is from Princeton, Missouri, and having 2 new scholars from St. Louis and 1 from St. Louis last year, I am so glad we have a girl from a small town. Mackenzie just finished her freshman year at my alma mater, the University of Missouri-Columbia. Like Carrie, she picked the exact right school for herself, and she is thriving at Mizzou. But I'd like you to hear more from her as well. Welcome, Mackenzie.
Hello. I first off want to congratulate my fellow scholars. I've always thought Carrie is a super amazing, nice person, and everything she does I find to be an inspiration. I also want to congratulate Deanna and Dewana because as you can probably see, Ava's Grace is extremely supportive, and you're really going to be thankful for that as you go through college. I guess I'll talk about myself. I attend Mizzou as I study psychology there, and I also have a minor in business, or I'm pursuing that. I haven't been active in a lot of organizations, but I did try and volunteer. I volunteered with the Walking School Bus, which is an organization where you walk kids home from school. Next semester, I'll be joining the Honors College at Mizzou, and I'm really excited for that. I'll also be a research assistant in the Existential Motivation Lab, and that will be really awesome. I'm currently training to be a telephone worker at the Mid-Missouri Crisis Line. My future goal is to become a clinical or counseling psychologist, and I think that will really give me a lot of good experience. Somebody who has been a really big part of my life this past year is Mia Platts. She's my mentor that I got through the foundation, and she's just the best. She's always been supportive. Whenever I got an A on an exam, she was there for me and just thought I was the coolest person ever. When I got a C on an exam, she told me that it was okay and that I'd get over it. And she's just been amazing, and I love you. I also want to thank the foundation itself. You guys have just been so supportive, and I'm so thankful every day that I found you and that you guys found me. Finally, I want to thank my family. My siblings are here today, or my 2 sisters are. My brother couldn't make it. And I definitely would not be standing here without them. They have supported me from the beginning when I was 5 years old, and I wanted to be an artist and a backup dancer. They always told me I was going to be able to do what I wanted to do, and I'm so glad I've had them. So thank you, everybody.
So that was our first class, our first girls, our first cut at this, and I think we did a really good job, and I continue to be really proud of you young ladies, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds. The fact that we picked the exact right 2 last year, I said it last year, I say it 1 year later, makes it all the more amazing that we came to 2 equally amazing, talented, beautiful young ladies that we came to here today. I believe in fate, and I have experienced serendipity, and I think that it's no coincidence that this year, a few months ago, I reached out to Ken Parker, and he, as part of the St. Louis Prison Program, agreed to host us here at SLU. I think it's no coincidence that shortly thereafter, I started reaching out to Judge Edwards to see if he would be our keynote speaker. And to be brutally honest, I didn't know until I did more research that you went to SLU. So there's SLU again. And here we go. Imagine our surprise in mid-May when through the anonymous selection process, we did not know they were twins, we come to two young women who are indeed attending SLU. This is not a commercial or an endorsement of St. Louis University. This is a fine institution, absolutely wonderful school. It is actually to make the point that I continue to believe in this cause and continue to believe we are finding the exact right people. Even on the days when there aren't enough hours, I am confident that we have come to you all honestly and purposefully, and I'm just so thrilled to support you. To introduce our class of 2013, I would like to bring Rick Dilley to the stage. Rick is a board member. He's been with us pretty much from the very beginning, and he brings a unique talent to this cause. Rick is a video producer, and he has created both last year's video and this one, and I'm going to have him say a few words about the girls and then kick off the video for this year. Rick, you want to join me on stage?
Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, as you can see, there's a little bit of behind the scenes going on, so I'm playing a few roles here. So kind of to follow up what I actually said last year is that I could not be happier than to be involved with this group of people. And obviously, I would like to just show you the video, but then I would feel bad later for not saying anything. So the number one thing that I want to portray, because last year's video was amazing, the girls were amazing, we were like, how are we going to top this, right? So the goal last year was to take the idea, to take this brand new thing and kind of package it into this visual promotional commercial or like a movie trailer. And you'll agree, we did a pretty good job doing that, right? Right? Yes? Okay. So the goal for this year was to kind of take that same idea and just to keep it streamlining forward. There were so many people that said, you know, last year's video, it taught me so much, it inspired me so much. And the girls this year saw the video from last year and that inspired them even more. And the goal, I think, now is to have those videos online so that every new applicant coming forward can have that final little push over the edge to say, oh, wow, maybe this really is obtainable. Maybe I really can do this. I'm going to go ahead and fill out this application. So it's kind of a message of hope and family like we want it to be, but it's from the exact people that are getting these scholarships, not just from, you know, this imaginary group of, oh, you can do this. So for me, I guess that's the biggest message, and we accomplished that leaps and bounds this year. And I know I said this last year about the first group, but for the second group this year, you two are awesome. Just to kind of give you a background on this video before we watch it, we came to SLU and we shot some interview stuff, and we hung out, and it started raining, right? And what did we do? We kept going. I drove home soaking wet going, wow, that was the coolest video I've ever shot in my life. So I want to share that with you if you guys want to watch it. Yeah? Okay.
When you dance, do you dance like there is no one there?
My name is Dewana Ferguson, and I'm currently 17 years old, and I'm a graduate of Northwest Academy of Law, and I'm planning on attending SLU in the fall with the help of Avis Gray Scholarship Foundation.
My name is Deanna Ferguson. I'm 17 years old. I just graduated from Northwest Academy of Law, and I will be attending SLU in the fall.
What you are, just be yourself, be your own kind of beautiful. Just be yourself, be your own kind of
Avis Gray's values are to help children who have incarcerated parents because they have a 90% chance of also being incarcerated themselves, and so they want to give them another way to go into life.
When you break, when you lose, can you find the strength to make it through?
When I saw the video from last year's scholars, it let me know that I'm not the only person in the world who has an incarcerated parent.
I was very empowered. There are people out here that can help.
It gave me hope and that I can get through and have a good education.
Your own kind of beautiful. Just see yourself. Just take a look, take a good look at yourself. What are you waiting for?
With the help of this scholarship, I will attend SLU in the fall. I will major in psychology and minor in English, and I will also pursue my goal of being a corporate lawyer.
Kind of beautiful, yeah.
Because of this scholarship, I'm able to pursue my career in medicine and also become a cardiovascular surgeon.
Beautiful, just see yourself. You'll see that you're beautiful.
If I could talk to the future applicants, I would tell them, do not hesitate to apply for the Avis Grace Scholarship.
I will tell them to be confident and continue doing what they're doing, because ultimately you will achieve your greatest potential.
You'll see that you're beautiful.
It is a wonderful scholarship, and the organization is always there for you. They give you hope, and it's like a sense of family.
Gotta be yourself. Just gotta be yourself. Gotta be yourself. 'Cause you're beautiful.
Fantastic. That was awesome. So, thank you, ladies, for agreeing to do that video. It was awesome. Thank you, Rick, for putting it together, and to the folks that you work with. I love seeing the energy and youth that you two encompass, and I'm just so excited that you're going to basically start your career here at SLU in this room with that kind of introduction. So I'm really, really happy for you. The thing that I learned about these women, and I'll tell you a little story, I met them a few weeks ago in person. I did not meet Carrie and Mackenzie last year because of distance. I knew I couldn't meet Mackenzie ahead of the event, and I didn't think it was fair to meet Carrie and not her. So I met them on this day last year. Nerves all around. It was not the best scenario, but it's turned into a really great thing. This year, I knew it would be great to spend a little time with them and maybe ease their nerves a little bit about what this actually means. And what came through to me is not just their beaming personalities, but that they are very driven. They know what they want to do. And unlike most people their age who say, oh, I want to be a doctor and I want to be a lawyer, I actually believe them. And they have been doing things for years to work in that direction. And for the record, I said both of those things many years ago. Obviously, it did not work out. So I have faith in these two that it will. These two young women, and it's been said before, Judge Edwards said it very eloquently, would not be here if it weren't for the support system of so many. And it starts with their beautiful mom, Charmin Burnett. I would like to give her a hand. And if you wonder who else has lifted them up in life, you can look no further than the 4 or 5 tables of support that are here today. Staff and teachers from Northwest Academy of Law, administrators from St. Louis Public Schools, College Summit advisors, I don't want to miss anyone here, the executive director of the St. Louis Internship Program, in addition to their extended family. I'd like to personally recognize their principal, Ms. Valerie Carter-Thomas, who is here with us today. I have heard nothing but phenomenal things. We have really been blessed to have the principals of all of these young folks come to this ceremony 2 years straight now, and I really appreciate that. So you just did give her a hand, but I want to give another hand to this amazing system of support for Deanna and Duana, please. And so you all know, those of you who have known Deanna and Duana most of their life or through school, Avis Grace plans to join in this team that will walk this next stage with them, this next journey. And I can tell you, ladies, this will be the best years of your life, and we are so excited to be there with you. Deanna graduated from, yes, you guys are dressed alike today, Deanna. Graduated from Northwest Academy of Law with a 4.0. Get ready for this, okay? She was a scholar athlete, a member of National Honor Society, a member of the Urban Debate League and the Mound City Bar Association, where she participated in, and from what I can tell, excelled in mock trial. She has been an intern for the St. Louis Internship Program for the past 3 years and has volunteered at her church food pantry for many years. Deanna said in her application that her principal, Miss Valerie Carter Thomas, was one of the most phenomenal women in her life, and that going to Northwest Academy of Law has been one of the best decisions she ever made. St. Louis Public School, let's give them a hand. She said that going to Northwest Academy of Law is what provided her with the tools to go to college, being exposed to things like College Summit. College Summit is a wonderful group here in town, regional partner of ours. We had a lot of applicants from College Summit this year, and I want to thank them for all the support they gave our scholars, in addition for all that they do in college preparedness for students around the region. So thank you, College Summit. Back to Deanna. She will be attending St. Louis University this fall and plans to, did I get that wrong? I thought it was English. Sounds like it might be psychology. Both? Psychology, minor in English, and make her way to law school. She wants to be a corporate lawyer, and from what I can tell, she will take the legal world by storm. Deanna, would you please join me on stage? Deanna, this is just a symbol. It's a globe to show you that the world is at the palm of your hands, really. I want to thank you for the opportunity to support you. I am so glad we found you, and I look forward to supporting you. Our board looks forward to supporting you financially and in terms of a support system these next 4 years. Deanna will be receiving a $5,000 scholarship every year for 4 years. It is renewable, and thank you so much, Deanna. Dewanna also graduated from Northwest Academy of Law with a 3.8 GPA, and like her sister, was very involved in school. She was a scholar athlete, a member of National Honor Society, the Urban Debate League, and the Mound City Bar Association. Dewanna volunteers for the food pantry at her church and has done internships in the field in which she hopes to enter, medicine. In her essay, Dewanna lovingly describes that it was her mother who taught her morals and values and how important it is to value yourself. To know that at 17, yes, these girls both skipped a grade and just turned 17, is to know more than any school will ever teach you. Dewanna will attend St. Louis University this fall, where she plans to study biochemistry and go on to be a doctor. The fact that Dewanna knows what biochemistry is at her age lets me know that she will undoubtedly do that. Dewanna, will you please join me on stage? Again, world at the palm of her hands. I have no doubt you're going to be a doctor. We look so forward to seeing how you grow up, how you mature, and how things go for you at St. Louis University. I'm also thrilled that they're going to be here in town. I will get to see them more than both Carrie and Mackenzie. $5,000 this year and every year for 4 years as you pursue your journey in higher education. So, thank you, Dewanna. We'll get more afterwards too, so you have to stay. Please join me in congratulating Deanna and Dewanna Ferguson for their past accomplishments and celebrating what is to come. Before we conclude, there is one surprise addition to the agenda. I'd like to ask Maria Rebecki to join me on stage. Maria and the Scholarship Foundation of St. Louis have guided us on our journey literally almost from day one. They believed in me even when I didn't know what I was doing, and they have supported us every step of the way. In fact, both of our scholars come to us this year through their formal application process. We have much to thank them for. Maria.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I am very thankful to be here today with all of you sharing in this exciting new beginning. My name again is Maria Rebecki, and I'm the program director at the Scholarship Foundation. I feel very lucky that of all the Scholarship Foundation staff and board members that have been reviewing applications for the past 6 months, I am the one that gets to come today and meet all of you and make the next announcement. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Scholarship Foundation or the Scholar Shop for that matter. They're connected, by the way, but we are a nonprofit organization that have been in the St. Louis region for 93 years now, opening doors to higher educations to members of the community that wouldn't have the financial resources to do so otherwise. So to that end, we provide interest-free loans, grants, and support to members of the community that apply to the Scholarship Foundation so that they can pursue their post-secondary degrees. We believe that an educated citizenry is essential to democracy, so the foundation has really created a program that really tries to instill the sense of community and paying it forward and being responsible for the next generation through the interest-free loan program. So the interest-free loan is supposed to be an investment on oneself, but also in our families and our communities, and eventually going through the process of getting an education, a job, paying it back, and now a new student can benefit from the same funds. So that's how the sustainability of the foundation comes to us. The Scholar Shop that I mentioned, and some of you may be familiar with, I'm actually today sporting Scholarship Foundation clothing. It's a retail store, thank you. It's a resale store where members of the community can donate their gently used clothing. We sell the clothing, and then those funds go into the interest-free loan program. So it's a very green business. We recycle a lot of things, dollars, clothing, and it has really worked for the foundation and for the St. Louis region for a very long time. So every year, the foundation receives approximately 1,000 applications for the interest-free loan and grants, both in April and in November. We have 2 application cycles, and we unfortunately are only able to fund 150 students for the interest-free loan. It's a very precise process and complex, where we're looking for students that show academic promise, that have the financial need, and that also show their strength of character. So through their involvement, through their goals, through their dreams, through their motivation and determination to achieve their goals. So in addition to awarding 600 students or 650, depending every year with counting the renewals, we have a smaller pot of money that we reserve for grants. And these grants are called Bravo grants and are usually awarded to students that had to overcome really much adversity in their life, but they had still remained very focused. They have learned from these very painful experiences, and they have thrived. So today, the program turns 13 years old, the Bravo Loan program, and I am extremely grateful to be here today to say that both Diana and Duana have been selected for the Bravo Grant program. So in addition to the $5,000 scholarships that you're going to be receiving from Eva's Grace, each one of you is also going to receive a $6,000 scholarship Bravo grant. And if you had the need to also borrow from the interest-free loan, you can do so too. So we're going to look at the math and see how much you need or not. But I'm incredibly proud of the young women you have become, and I want to thank you so much for letting us look into your lives through a paper application. It's very exciting to me when I get to put a face with the stories that I've been reading, and I feel very privileged to have been able to look a little bit more into your lives and be a part of this. And just like Give Us Grace, we're not just a paper check that you're going to be receiving, but also we are happy to provide any support that you may need in school, through advising and mentors and such. So I want to invite Mackenzie and Carrie to the stage for a minute. And then also Diana and Duana. And so we have the first generation Eva's Grace passing on the torch to the second generation Eva's Grace.
So that was pretty awesome. Okay. On that note, we are going to conclude today. I will just end this by saying, and then there were four young women full of opportunity, 4 young women who will undoubtedly make a difference in this world, and for me, 4 silver linings. Thank you so much. We'll see you next year. Travel safe.